Go ahead.
Our mission, Helping Parents Heal, is a nonprofit organization dedicated to assisting parents whose children have passed. Through
Mm.
support and resources offered, we aspire to help individuals become shining light parents, meaning a shift from a state of emotional heaviness to one of hopefulness and greater peace of mind. Helping Parents Heal goes a step beyond other groups by allowing the open discussion of spiritual experiences and afterlife evidence in a non dogmatic way. Helping Parents Heal affiliate groups welcome everyone, regardless of religious or non religious background, and encourage open dialogue. Attendance at this meeting is voluntary. We hope that participants will learn from and share with each other. Discussions here are not designed to replace traditional therapy or spiritual counseling. Zoom meetings run by leadership are not confidential. These meetings typically feature guest presenters and are posted on YouTube so that affiliate members worldwide can watch and benefit. Neither type of Helping Parents Heal meeting is designed to replace traditional therapy or spiritual counseling. Helping Parents Heal offers a wide variety of speakers, allowing parents to learn about many possible ways to heal. This includes presenters covering progressive topics such as afterlife evidence and connecting with our children who've passed. The views expressed by our guest speakers may or may not reflect the opinions of Helping Parents Heal leaders and members, so we ask that you take from their presentations whatever may benefit you personally. Welcome, everyone. We're so glad you joined us this evening. We're all in for a real treat. Thank you, Colette, for being here.
Yes, Colette, we're thrilled that you're here, and I'm going to read your short bio. And you are someone that so many people in our group are in admiration of because of the oracle decks that you've created, but also the books that you've written. And of course, um, you have kind of been moving parallel to helping parents, or we've been moving parallel to you. I'm so excited that tonight we're going to be able to be speaking with you. And I'll let people know a little bit about you if they don't already know. Colette Baron-Reid is a renowned intuitive counselor, psychic medium, and best-selling author known for her work in personal development, spirituality, and the art of manifestation. She has gained international acclaim for her ability to connect with spiritual guidance and support others in their journeys of self-discovery and healing. Colette is the creator of several oracle card decks, including the popular Wisdom of the Oracle, which blends her unique insights and artistic vision. Her work emphasizes the importance of intuition and the power of manifestation, helping individuals to recognize their dreams and guiding them on how to bring those dreams into reality. She is also a sought-after speaker, workshop leader, and radio show host, sharing her wisdom and experiences with audiences around the world. Through her engaging writing, workshops, and online community, Colette inspires people to embrace their authenticity, find their purpose, and cultivate meaningful connections with themselves and others. Colette's compassionate approach and ability to connect deeply with her audience make her a prominent figure in the fields of spirituality and personal growth. And tonight, Colette is going to help us by doing a meditation with us and then telling us about how to connect with our kids in spirit. And without further ado, please join me and Irene in welcoming beautiful Colette Baron-Reid. Welcome, Colette. We're so grateful that you're here.
Me too. I had no idea what I was doing. So I'm very happy to be here. All I know is Beth Grossman said, "Do you want to go talk to a group of parents who lost their kids?" And I'm like, "Sure." Right. So, but then it turned out to be this incredible organization. So I am absolutely honored that you invited me here to talk to you. So I'm just going to put this on gallery view so I can see everybody. I didn't realize there was going to be this many people. So if you want to look at me, I don't know if you pin if you actually pin people to the
I
things.
can pin you, but it'll always pin whoever is speaking. So it's not a
Oh, okay.
problem when
No,
one
no,
person
I teach, so I tip. Never mind. I'll get rid of my pin. Okay.
you can.
Excellent. Okay. I'm just going to look at all of you at the same time. Okay. So, I want to tell you a little bit about how, first of all, what do you say to parents who have lost kids? I mean, no parent should ever experience the loss of a child. So you all share something extraordinary and something extraordinarily painful. And through that, I believe that just from hearing about what your mission statement is, that through this horrific loss, you're these angel versaries, right? You then can become lighthouses for others. And in a way, this is this calling comes out of something so painful, but you being here and you being there for others that have been through the same thing enables you to be extraordinarily helpful in a lifetime where maybe you wouldn't have. So there's this bittersweet extraordinariness about all of this. And I fell into mediumship, just so you know, and it doesn't say, I don't know who wrote that bio. I was listening to it going, well, that's pretty good. I don't know who wrote it. It's obviously been rewritten from my website, but I did have a TV show in Canada. And if there are any Canadians in here, you can still see it. It's called Messages from Spirit. There's also some footage online of when I went on tour and connected to quite a few people's kids. But mediumship was something that I was very skeptical about. So I'll just be very frank with you. I had another career that I was interested in. I fell into this. I was looking, for my day job basically while I was waiting for a record deal because I was pursuing music. But I was an aromatherapist and we're going back 37 years ago when I started all this, 37 years ago. And I had certified as an aromatherapist. And as soon as I started touching people's bodies, I heard the stories. I got all of these images and pictures and people would say to me, "Oh my God, how do you know this? This is my grandmother. This is a," and I'm like, "I don't know." And I'd be like, "I don't really do this. I'm really a singer. Like, don't come back next year." So I was kind of like, ah. And I'll be honest, it was because for me, mediumship is a huge responsibility. And by the way, I have now read certainly on global stages for thousands of people. And I know for a fact this is real, and I know you can connect to your kids. I know you can, and I know they want to talk to you. And when it first started happening, I remember being on tour with Sylvia Brown. I was her opening speaker. She was a total character. Wow. But anyway, I got to do it. And I remember standing in front of this woman, and so here's how it can come to you. So I'm sure other mediums have talked to you this way, but I'm just going to share my experience. So maybe you'll go, "Oh, me too." That's how it's been for me too. So I remember looking at this woman and I just couldn't stop thinking of Chinese broccoli. Now, Chinese broccoli is Kai Lang, right? That's Kai Lang. And I kept hearing Kai Lang, Kai Lang. And I'm like, did the woman have Chinese broccoli for lunch? Like, why am I staring at her and wanting to talk to her about broccoli? And then I saw a yellow tricycle. And then I'm going, okay, there's yellow trike and there's broccoli. And then I'm like, okay, and then I got all these other, and I get these like weird things, like little snippets, none of which makes any sense. So, what I learned how to do is just say to the person, like, okay, does Chinese broccoli mean anything to you? And, or Kai Lang? Well, the woman's son was Kylan. I wrote about this in my book, Messages from Spirit, the book Messages from Spirit. And the trike was his and the t-shirt that I saw. And all of it was we were able to piece it together as it downloaded for me. And I had to learn to trust these weird drops, right, that would drop in. And if I felt this subtlety, it was subtle, right? There'd be a sense of this is important. I don't know why. Why is a box of Cheerios important? Well, one kid had choked on Cheerios, right? So I've learned to stop trying to make them go away and realize that these most mundane little snippets that come through can be the beginning of an extraordinary conversation that you can have with your kids. And I learned the most important thing that all of you can have is a sense of curiosity. Because it's what I had to learn how to be was curious and just complete curiosity without any attachment. Now that's hard. I don't have kids, so but I've adopted, and now this is not comparing to kids. But I rescue dogs, and every time I've had to let a dog go, like for me, it was harder for me than when my parents died. So when you love something so deeply and so meaningfully, when you love a person and especially a child that you look after and that, that should never be taken from you. It is obviously different than a pet, but all I'm trying to say to you is that I can't even imagine how painful it is for you, considering I could barely get out of bed. But what I realized was myself personally as a medium was that to try to grab the information while it was happening, it was like chasing butterflies. And I had to just let this stuff land. So, you put up your hand if you've ever had those kind of weird little moments where you get this kind of thought, right? And you're like, I don't know why I'm thinking about this, but it's got to be my kid, right? You've had that. And it makes no sense. Like, what am I talking about Chinese broccoli? Right? It's like, but it does make sense. And so learning not to question those things when they come through, those are the invitations. Those are the knock on the door, like, hey, I'm here. And so, right. Hi, Nancy Calderola. Right, right. You had your hand up. And you know what I found it very I found the kids the most profoundly meaningful experience for me because how much they want to talk to you. Like they really want to talk to you and they really need to tell you that they're okay. And they have a lot to say about what's going on in your life. So it's like, if you can imagine, and again, other mediums may not present this way to you, but it is like having this invisible, but it's obviously your kid, but it's this invisible being you can converse with that sees everything with complete and absolute clarity. Because remember, they're not kids anymore. They are pure consciousness when they're over there. You see them as your kid. You still see them and they will show up for you to show you know for sure it's them because that's what evidence is. Right. I mean, I have had enough evidence where I'm not afraid of dying at all. And I know your kids are with you when you want them to be and when they want to be. They don't leave. Like we don't ever leave. We just go to a different dimension and we are always still there. And should we choose to communicate and connect, this is this will always work as long as you're not overly attached to it and you remain curious and be playful because that is what I have found the most accurate way to tune in, make these connections and actually have real evidence. And then of course what you're looking for, you know, and many of you I'm sure have already become mediums. I had a brief conversation with Irene and Elizabeth beforehand that some of you have actually gone deep into this because you wanted to find ways in which you can communicate. Um, Now I am known as a medium. Yes, I feel to be quite honest with you, like my show and when I do mediumship shows, if I wasn't so fried, because I've been traveling and this wasn't, again, I told them, even though that's not what you expected, but I would love to do it sometime when I'm not so tired for you. I'll come in and do some readings. But again, that wasn't what I was invited to do. But I can tell you that when I'm out there and doing it, I feel personally that somebody gave me a gift. Like I must have done something right that I get to do this. That's how I feel. It's not like I have an aptitude that that's what people think gift equals aptitude. That's not how I feel. I feel like, wow, wow, wow. This is an incredible moment in my life and I don't take it for granted. And I'm sure you feel the same way. So quite unknown to me. A lot of mediums started using my oracle cards. I am known for my oracle card decks. I have 19 decks published globally, over 2 million sold. This one is my teaching deck, Wisdom of the Oracle, and a particular medium that I think you guys will love. And I'm going to give her name to Elizabeth and Irene to come for another time. Her name is Lisa Claire. She's incredible and hilarious. And I've had her on stage with me. She's just so amazing. And then another friend of mine, Maureen Hancock, who works with kids a lot. Anyway, you probably have already had her, but Lisa told me that she started teaching mediumship with this particular oracle deck. Now, these are not designed for that. At least I didn't think they were until I started doing it. I'm like, what? It just happened, right? So this exact deck right here, Wisdom of the Oracle, I'm going to use it tonight. I know Maureen's hysterical. We have worked together and we pee our pants when we were, she's the most hysterical human being on the planet, and we had the best time ever. So anyway, this deck works. So if you want to have a really interesting conversation, this is the deck. And it was because another medium started teaching with it at Lilydale. And then I started playing with it and going, let me see if this actually works. Then I realized a few other of my decks also can serve as that bridge to the conversation. So what I figured out was really, how do you design this conversation so that you guys can do it? So I thought tonight we'd be able to demonstrate how to work with it. And I will, because you don't all have decks, or maybe none of you have the deck. Or if you do, some of you can, but no matter what, I'll come to you and whoever put your hand up, and we can actually talk about how you can use it. And I'll actually demonstrate by seeing what your kids want to say through the actual deck. But first, I want to give you a preparatory, and I want this to be interactive tonight. I want us to have some fun with this. And I love Elizabeth. She said to me before, she goes, "This is not a sad group." So she goes, "This is not a sad group." And I'm like, okay, right? Because I guess because you kind of know that there is this world that we can tap into. Doesn't matter what your religious beliefs are, etc. But I happen to know for 1,000% we don't die. I don't know exactly where we go. Nobody tells me. I ask everybody over there, can you explain to me what is going on that side? And I just get a whole bunch of jumbled up pictures and images, and I'm like, maybe they can't explain it because we're not in a dimension, so we wouldn't know what it means. But I just know that you cannot make this shit up. All right. We know this. This is true. They are still alive. They are not gone. You just have to figure out how to get on that. What is that? What was that Harry Potter train that you went to a different door and you went in on that other side? You got to that place. It's really understanding how to step into the door. So, there is a particular exercise that I'd love you to do, and we're going to draw it. So I got my paper. So do you guys have a piece of paper and a pen? So I just thought this also is very effective. We're going to start. Oops, I didn't prepare. I did prepare, and then I decided to sit under a blanket with my dog. And then I realized that everything is not right beside me. Okay, so I want you guys to do something with me where we're going to step through a portal, and we're going to do it through drawing, and we're going to do this through my latest book, The Art of Manifesting, because you all want to manifest a conversation with your kids. That's the truth. That's what we want. That's what we're intending. And so we're going to draw the intention, and yeah, it must be beautiful enough to not want to come back with Sarah, or they have work to do. I think that's the other thing, Sarah. It's not that it's so beautiful that they don't want to come back, because I don't think that's the point. I believe it's because they have a greater work to do on whatever that dimension is. I really don't believe it's about it's so nice we don't want to come back, because I don't think any child wants to leave their life or their parent in such agony. That's the biggest thing that I hear first off from these kids is, oh God, please don't suffer so much. You know, their main message is, I don't want you to suffer. I'm okay. I didn't hurt, or I'm okay now, or whatever it is. It's not like, hey, it's way better here. Not coming home. That's not what any of them think ever. I've never heard that once. And I've done, as I said, thousands of mediumship readings when kids have come through on my TV show, my other things, where they've literally, first thing they say is, they make sure you know that for sure it's them by giving evidence, and then the main message is, I don't want you to be sad. I know you are, and I'm so sorry that I caused that for you. But they have work to do. So, but anyhow, and obviously it's got to be nice there too, because I mean, I don't know if I don't know that we would call it nice. There's purposeful. I know that from all the readings that I've done, including readings from people who have had like I used to make a joke that I was the apology medium. The only apology kids that make is like, I'm sorry it happened when I was too little or whatever. But usually people who have done something to the person that they've left behind will come through me, and we'd always make a joke. It's like the alcoholics and the, you know, and the people that really want to make the difference to say, I'm really sorry. And they list all the things that they did. But it's always about the purpose is to help us not be where in the suffering. So how do we do this? Um, and there's a way to doodle it. So let's get a blank piece of paper. I have to find one. You. All right, so I'm going to start. What we're going to do is we're going to activate our paper and the art of manifesting, part of the process. And then I'll take you through a meditation and then we'll do some cards. Too many coincidences to be coincidence, right? Exactly, right? Oh, you're in Toronto. Hi, Sarah. Okay, so we're going to start. Anybody here know what Reiki is? Qigong, energy. Okay, perfect. So you're going to be easy to teach this to. So we are going to rub our hands together. And we're going to invite our kids in on this. Okay. We're going to imagine that our kids' hands are doing it with us. Okay. They're with us on this journey. All right. Then after you've rubbed them enough times, and I want you to make what's called a chi ball or a ball of energy. And you do this by cupping your hands very, very loosely and very slowly, exactly the way I'm doing it, like kind of like one side of your face, the other side of your face, until you feel a push. And you should feel that push like your hands are being pushed apart. And since your hands are busy, nod your heads when you feel it. Lisa Wilcoxon, your hands are too far apart. You need them to put them a little bit closer. Okay, I'm checking all you guys. Say, bring them this way, Lisa. I'm looking at you. So just bring them this way until you right, and then then just bounce them a little bit, like a little bouncy, bouncy, and then you'll feel the pressure. So when you felt the pressure, I want you all to nod. Yeah, now you feel it, right? Okay. And it's going to try and, oh, it wants to push it really big. Okay, Lisa, I got it. I got it. I'm just looking at all your faces here. So just wave at me now that you got that. Did it happen? Did you feel it? Shannon and your husband, Shannon Gao. I see you up there in the corner. So did you feel that? I just want, yeah, you guys felt it? Or did you not feel it? Okay, open up your, I want to make sure you guys get this. Let's open up your mouthpiece.
Oh, let's see.
Can you open that for them? Or did
Yeah.
they have control over it or can they do
No,
it?
we did it. They
Oh,
can.
you did it. Okay.
There you
Hey,
go.
Shannon and husband, what's your name, sir?
Lou.
Who is it?
Lou.
Leo. Okay. And yours is Shannon, right?
Correct.
Okay. So what I want you to tell me, like I want to make sure you guys get this because it's really important that everybody gets that feeling to first start where you know there's energy between your hands and they're trying to push it apart. Shannon, your hands are too close together. Okay, so let's start again. Everybody who hasn't done it yet, let's start it again. Okay, we're gonna have fun with this. All right, so just imagine there your kids are with you and you're gonna go like this with your hand until you feel it's gonna feel like a different temperature between your hands. And there's a level of magnetic push. So Leo, do you feel that? It's
No,
very
not really.
subtle. You don't feel it?
No.
Shannon?
I do, but I feel like it's pushing it in and not out.
That's okay, as long as you're feeling something in there.
Okay.
So, and Leo, you're gonna just go like this again and don't overthink it. It's very subtle. And I want you guys to all like give me a heart if you felt it. It should feel a little different, Leo, like you should feel like a little bit warmth.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, that's what okay, it should feel like warmth or pushing or magnetism or whatever. If it's a little warm, you did it. Okay, so now what we want to do is with this energy here, so we'll rub our hands again, go this really quickly, and then hover our hands where you felt pressure apart and some warmth. Perfect. I'll put it in the chat. How did it feel? So now what we want to do is just hover your hands over the piece of paper. Just very, very briefly, just hover it over. And you should also feel a little bit, it feels a
Mhm.
bit weird. Should feel a tiny bit weird over the paper. Like you still feel a tingling, maybe, little tingling. Anybody tingle? I'll just keep the chat open here. The pressure. Okay, you can all feel free to chat, and I'm gonna watch your chats. Okay, so when we push this on top of the paper, what we're doing is we are making the paper symbolize that we are going to make a communication on this paper with our loved one, with our kid, with our whoever it is that you want to communicate with. And that pins and needles, right, Sarah? Okay, great. Pins and needles. It should feel a little strange. Now, what we're gonna do next is once you've felt that, now your brain also, right? So that something has to happen, or the mechanics of our brain gets involved. Medium warm palms, perfect. Mediumship is also, believe it or not, it's we have a receiver and a broadcaster. That's our brain, and our brain is not located inside our skull. It's actually we receive information. The brain is part of the field. So, but it's ours. So we want we want to tell that brain something important is happening here. So it starts to be curious, right? Because you might have feelings. All right. So now what we want to do is we want to put in the middle of the paper, we're going to put a dot no bigger than an American dime or a Canadian dime, which is around the same. Mine is a little bit bigger, but I'm going to do it just so that you see it. See that? Now I want you to stare at it. Stare at your dot until your eyes are very soft focus. Make sure the dot is like a dark pen. It can't be light. And I want you to just keep staring at it using soft focus and ask for light. Say, show me the light. Show me light. And just see what happens around the dot and the paper. You guys see something? So I want you to, a circle of light around the dot, right, Kathy? Anybody else? You see a halo, exactly. You should, and you might even see it moving around, right? You saw it. Okay. You're asking these kids of yours, bright white outline. Yep. Come in and let there be light. Let there be light, right? It's moving. Isn't this trippy? That's right. A white orb came out. Oh my gosh, April, you can't make this up, right? This is happening to us. Look at that. I want you to own this and say, wow, this is happening. Now I have done this in a workshop, and a woman brought her husband very not wanting to be there. And he was an ophthalmologist and said there's no way this could be happening because retinal fatigue takes a long time. So this is not retinal fatigue. We have asked for this. This is our first level of communication. Isn't this trippy? Okay, next level. Want to go to the next level? Yes, right? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take our pen, heart shape around the light, Nancy. Wow. Okay, right? It moves around. It's like it's not going to stay put. It's going to do something. If you keep staring at that dot and you just let your eyes go very quiet and not like just that peripheral vision where it's seeing outside of the corner of your eyes. That's where we get our information from our loved ones. It doesn't come direct, right? It comes in periphery. It comes symbolically. It comes metaphorically. Okay, so here's what we're going to do next. We are going to draw communication lines. These are broadcast lines from the dot. I'll do it first. I don't want you to draw more than 6 of them because it'll get too complicated. 2, 3, 4, 6, and they're wavy lines. So I want you to, no resistance. I want you to kind of let these lines of yours, okay, see what I drew? Just go one at a time. Let your hand go very loose, right? Very loose from the dot. And you are going to say, I am sending my love, because we're going to send love to your kids. I'm sending my love to you. I want to talk to you. Sending my love, because you're going to broadcast that. and gratitude. That's how we do it. Is I am so grateful and I'm sending you my love. These are the broadcast lines. Right? Now, and you might still notice weird things on your paper, so please feel free to put it in the chat. You're not going crazy. This is for real, and this is what happens. Okay. So now you want them to answer you, right? Of course we do. So we're going to do trace lines because the universe, or through this field of potential, your kids are going to be able to write the infinite sign. Beautiful. So the infinity sign, aha. So now we're going to take our pen and we're going to let spirit guide our hand, or the kids. Just say, okay, I'm going to trace this line back to trust that you're going to talk to me. I'll do it, and then you do it. So I'll just show you what it looks like. So it's not perfect lines, but they're traced lines. Notice how mine is actually very lighter. It's much lighter. It was so interesting. I didn't plan that, but that's what happened. So I'm getting a response. That's a responding line. It's not going to follow exactly the same, but it's going to answer. So that's what's called a return line. But because our intention is to talk to our loved ones, so that's the return line, right? So we are telling the universe and them, hey, we saw the light, right? Everybody saw this. You felt the tingling, you saw the light, the paper changed. You can't unsee that. Now we're saying, I love you. I will listen. I'm listening. I'm listening. Now, we're going to do something really important before we get into the cards. So we're going to draw a door. Now, I'll do it first for you and show you what it looks like. So I'm going to draw a door. And I'm going to show you what that door is. Okay. Now, you guys see that? I want you to draw a door. And the door basically turns the dot of intention, that initial dot where you first started the communication here, you put a door now. And that's almost like a doorknob. Now, I want you to be very, very clear with yourself of where are you most of the time? Oh, you did, Crystal? Nicole, that's so cool. So you're on this side, right? Really be aware. I want you to get into a state of perceptual awareness where you know you're on this side of the door. And that means you have a limitation, natural limitation, which we have to agree. We are naturally limited. We don't have the language. We're not on the other side, but we want to step through. This door will now become a portal. So I want you to, once you felt that, and did everybody feel that? I'm on this side. I feel like, because it does feel very different, right? When you go, oh, I'm over here. I'm not in that, but we want you to be in that. So I want you to imagine yourself stepping over the threshold of this line here. You're stepping into the door and now having access. And tell me how that feels in the chat once you've done it. It should feel pretty monumental. Elizabeth, how does it feel to you? Just got super sleepy. You might pass out, JJ. Elizabeth, yeah.
Me, yes.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, yes, this is amazing. I mean, I can feel it.
right?
Feel
When you know,
yeah, no, I definitely this is such an interesting exercise actually.
right?
But
We are stepping. Oh, yeah, good. Sorry. So you should notice in your body that it should feel different, multidimensional. Yeah, awesome.
yeah.
What light did you see? Oh, she says you can't come through the door, but you can look through the porthole in it. Um, Actually, Lorelai, where are you? Can I have Lorelai come up?
Sure, let's see if we can find Lorelai, Irene.
Yeah, let's get Laura. Yeah, your hands might turn heavy, isn't it? Yeah, it feels like a big something. Right, it's so true. You will feel something. You have to feel something. So Lorelai Rosano. Okay. All right. So you tuned in and you're talking about your daughter, is that correct? Okay.
Yes.
So your legs feel unsteady. Good for you. You want to sit down, Kelly. Right? So Okay, so she's telling you you can't join her, but you can step in, you must step over the threshold to connect with her. So I need you to ask her permission. Say, can I let me step through the door? If because you're tuning into her saying to you you can only look through a portal, but that's not true, right? You can't be in her dimension, but this is your ability to communicate that we're showing you. So she can't dictate that to you. So let her know she's right. I get to come through the portal. Oh, and you got hot, right? Right. Okay. So just ask her permission and see what she says. Like, you got to let me step through the portal so I can talk to you. It's a new way.
As soon as I concentrate on talking to her, I won't hear her. It's really weird, but
No, that's fine. Don't
yeah, yeah.
just know
But I
that,
will say that to her for sure.
yeah, just tell her that's what you're doing.
Yeah,
Okay. They
yeah.
don't get to tell us we can't get through the portal. They
It's
don't
like
get
you
to
can
tell
put
us
your
that.
head through that window, but you can't come through the door.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody else get really hot? Notice that they're sweaty or that they feel a little a little bit wobbly here because I'm giving you a crash course in how to get onto the other side just to communicate. Because this is also entrance into another world, a little nervous. Exactly. Nervousness is excitement, by the way, too. Warm in the face, Darlene. Okay, great. Carrie and Scott, I don't know which one of you said nervousness. Can you give me another word to the nervous? You feel almost drunk. Yes. Yeah. We don't want you to drive right now after this. Oh, you feel jittery. Great. Jittery is different than nervous. Butterflies. Thank you. That's the kind of nervous you should feel.
I'm
Right. And you
fine.
feel like, what's happening to me? Right. Yeah. And you might, yeah, sometimes people can pass out. Sorry about that, guys, but I never know what's going to happen here. So the lines will always come from the same point and will come from the edge of the paper. You're blocked from moving. Interesting. Okay, so Elizabeth had said blocked from moving. Can I get you on the video?
So let's find Elizabeth, the other one. I was actually kind of feeling a little bit out of it when you were asking me. It was kind of hard to explain. That's so interesting that everyone else is feeling a little.
Oh, yeah, you should all be. Hi, Elizabeth, honey. Okay, so when you say blocked, what do you mean by blocked? Is it so where are you blocked? Are you blocked from crossing over the threshold?
Yes. I felt
Okay.
I felt physically blocked.
Okay.
And
Okay.
yeah,
Okay, so let's open the door then.
deliberately blocked. Not
Okay,
like I was having a block, like I
but you're deliberately blocked. Okay.
not being allowed to go through.
Okay, I know this is fun. This is totally fun, right? So, okay, well, nobody gets to tell you that you're not allowed, right? So, so we're gonna get around the corner here. So we're gonna draw another door for you. For people, okay, so anybody who feels slightly blocked, we're gonna do it again. We're gonna draw another door, bigger than that door. Here, I'm gonna take my pen. We're gonna do another door. Okay, and this door is a special door, and this door is around the other door. Okay, so it's going to look like this. Okay, and you're no longer going to deal with that first door. You're going to go like this. So I'm going to show you a little arrow. You're going to step over that. Okay, you're stepping over the door that blocked you.
Okay.
And that's your emotions, right? That is your projection, right? Which is fine. We're not gonna deal with that. We're gonna just draw another door, and right. And if that doesn't work, you're gonna draw one more door, but it'll work. It's never not worked. Does that make sense? Now can you see? Oh, I'm stepping over you. I'm going over this door. All you're doing is stepping into possibility, Elizabeth. That's all you're doing.
Okay.
Can you step into possibility? Can you allow yourself to step into possibility?
I think so. I'm trying.
Okay, it's not a thinking thing, it's a feeling thing. So imagine you're over here. I really want you to get this. You're over here. You have to allow yourself to step into the unknown. This is what this is. It is the unknown. And nobody wants to step into the unknown when they've lost a kid. Right? That's the truth. If you're curious, And you want to know, like, this is not a scary, dangerous place. This is a place of communication. And you got God with you in whatever way, shape, or form you believe, and a power greater than you, that's going to hold your hand and step over that threshold. Because over here, you have limitation. That's all you're going to get is this very square where you have control and certainty over how much you can take in and how much you're willing to explore. You get what I mean? Over here, it's a lot wider. Does that make sense?
I think yes.
Okay. You just sit with this, like, and you might want to watch the video on your own and try it a couple more times, but it can be very scary to think that there's an unknown. Wait, that was the biggest unknown I ever want to deal with in my entire life. I never want to feel that unknowable feeling ever again. But this is a safe unknown. This is where spirit lives. This is where your daughter can talk to you easily. Right? So all we're doing is initiating the conversation. Does that make sense to everybody in here? Yes, if you get in your head, exactly. You can get in your head.
I
Oh,
do
I
that.
love it. Playing hide. You feel your son holding your hand. Some of you are going to feel visually, and then some of you might take a minute. Like sometimes it takes me the day after to feel my feelings, Elizabeth. So I felt like a lot of trauma from my past. Like I might do an exercise like this with all you guys if I was you, and then I wouldn't do until tomorrow, and then I would feel it. So I just want you to know how it can work for you to step into this space. Okay, now we're in the space. Now, what does the space mean? We've stepped into a different dimension of possibility. Yeah, and Elizabeth, when you try it, don't worry about it. Trust that you're just practicing stepping over a line. And you can do this physically, by the way, too, you guys. You can imagine standing in front of a door, an open door. I did this with some people in California on the weekend. And I showed them how to step into a threshold of a new beginning for them. And so they were on this side of the door, and I said, let's do something. The light won't be there again, Big Sean. The light will go away on purpose because it's not meant to light it up. Of course, it's like you have to step through the door. So when you step over a threshold, all of us, when we leave one room and go into another, we actually, our brains log back on and saying new experience, right? New experience. So you'll just, right? Does that make sense to everybody? I'm having a new experience. Okay. So now I'm going to take you into a meditation. So this is just a unique way of starting a conversation with your loved one. But now what I'd love you to do is close your eyes and just listen to my voice. Allow yourself to be wobbly. Allow yourself to be a little ungrounded. We're going to ground you to this material reality temporarily, but I'm going to invite you on a journey, and we're going to see your kids. Now just take a deep breath and allow your body to relax. Your face, your head, your mouth, your jaw. Imagine a golden light is moving down your body. The ones you love are there. Just a bit of a distance. You sense them, or maybe you don't just yet, but that's okay. Most important thing is that you relax and allow yourself to feel just one emotion, which is gratitude. Just feel grateful. That's it. And keep your eyes closed as you allow the light to move down your body and allow gratitude to fill up the cells of your body. Into your hands, your shoulders, everywhere, your hips, your knees, your feet. At the top of your head is a spinning light. And from the center of the universe, a cord of light held by your guardian angels, known by your children. Known. This light is known. It comes through your body and anchors you, comes right through your spinal cord, out of the base of your spine and into the ground. So you are both spirit and matter. In this moment, you are still in your body and will get grounded. Now imagine I'm sorry, my dog is snoring. Imagine that you are stepping into a temple. You're at this beautiful door, sacred temple, and you are met at the temple door by an angel who will guide you across the threshold from the reality where you are now into a space where you can connect and spend a few minutes with your loved ones. And they're going to give you a gift. And they're going to put it in your hand. And imagine yourself moving down a corridor to where you know you're going to meet your child, your children, maybe even another loved one that's crossed, maybe a beloved pet or a parent. Who shows up for you? They have a message for you. They're going to give you a key, and you're going to give them the gift. Notice what it is. The angel had given you a gift. What was in your hand that you gave to your child? And just while you're in the meditative state, write it down. Whatever you experience. This is a place you can always return. And the key can either be tuning in, imagining yourself crossing the threshold like we did in the drawing, connecting to the angel, but always know crossing a threshold from one place to another and allowing yourself to be curious to see what you discover is the way in. It's time to come back. Anybody want to share what happened to them? What? Anybody want to put their hand up and? Or you can open up your microphone. Nobody wants to share? Oh boy. Okay, April Mote, M-O-T-E.
Okay, so I just felt just a huge wave of calm over my body, my whole body tingled, got warm, and then my hands were warm, and then the warmth intensified in my right hand. And then toward the end, I saw this massive wave rolling in right from my head.
Wow. Did it feel good?
Really good.
That's good. All right. I love that. And then I'm going to show you how to use the cards to keep the conversation go. The gift was given to you by your angel, but sometimes when I've done this with people, somebody else gives you a gift. Like it kind of becomes you felt your family and your son with you, Shannon. I love that. I love that. And oftentimes more than one person shows up. People you're surprised. You got a birthday cake with candles, handed it to your son, Jamie. Aw, his birthday is in March. And Kelly said, my son and my father were there. My gift was a key. Yes, because the gift will open the door. You saw your son and his encouraging words for his brother, right? That's beautiful. I love that. You can just post it in the chat if you don't want to talk to me directly. This is very cool. All right. A small box made of matchsticks. This is great. So a matchstick is light a candle. Your husband and your son and your dogs. Oh, Regina, that makes me want to cry. That's beautiful, right? I mean, they come in. Your gift was a flower and your daughter was with your mother-in-law. That's amazing. Sea glass and a daisy, and you got nose rubs. That's so cute. Yeah, in a way that I know my daughter would know how much I loved her. That's so beautiful. Wow. Okay, so who wants to have an actual conversation? We have some time. We have like 10 minutes. Let's do it. I don't mind going a little over. Regina, you put your hand up? Okay, let's bring you up. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to further the conversation, right? So we're going to pick a card, but we're going to ask now, where are you going to want to talk to?
My son,
Okay.
John.
Okay. And by the way, Kathy, if your sons gave you a koi fish, that's very lucky financially, by the way. So if you're struggling with money or if you're worried about money, they're telling you not to worry. Okay, so let's see if Jonathan wants to talk to you. Is that right? Well, we're assuming he is because he showed up. So, okay, so let's see. Now,
Sure.
typically, when you use the cards, they'll talk about something that's going on, right? So we're going to see like, what message do you have for me? And sometimes they tell you something that's kind of crazy and you're like, "Oh my God, how would they know that?" Right? But it's really cool. So would you like to
Okay.
just do a general, what has he got to say?
Sure, yes.
Okay, let's see. So
Sure.
I'm going to take two cards. This is from Jonathan, right?
Right.
Okay. Did he have a birthmark on here? Like
A mole.
a mole, right? And you
Yes.
never took it off, right? Okay,
No.
perfect. Yeah, because I noticed there's a mark on my face. He goes, my mark is nice now. I don't know
Yes.
why you would say that. I like it now. I don't know. Okay, so this is interesting. You're not running out of time to find a soulmate. Like, does that make any sense to you at all?
No.
So you're not married now. Your husband's crossed.
Yes, he was my soulmate, my one and
Okay.
only. Yes.
Okay. So your husband was your soulmate, the one that was already there. Okay.
Yes.
So you
Yes.
have another one that wants to come in. And this is what your son and likely your husband is saying. And you're going, no way, I don't want
No.
this. No. So I'm just sharing that the TikTok,
Okay.
the TikTok card is not too late, not running out of time. So two ways. If you were, so I may have misinterpreted this, but I'm going to give it to you anyway, the way it first came through. Like they don't want you to be alone. All right. That's a big thing. I don't want you to be alone.
Yeah.
That's the main theme is you can't be alone. You need somebody new. You're going, no way, go to hell. I don't want that. But I'm just saying
Yeah.
what the cards are saying. Okay. Now,
Okay.
now the other thing is, so were you together like 40 years?
Almost 37.
Yeah, you don't look old enough to have been that. It's just, I'm like going, I don't know how that's possible. Okay, so I totally get what he's saying. We were together a very long time. This is your husband that's coming through, not your son.
Okay.
Just so you know, your son is like,
Okay.
no, Dad, take it away, Dad.
Yeah.
So this is about soulmates. So he wants you to have a friend. But he also, you are his soulmate. He's never loved anybody like he's loved you, right? And that's the truth. So, but if you want to talk to him, like you don't have to say, okay, fine. But it's the point is like I've been with you basically my whole life, right? And I don't want you to be alone. And soulmates come in friendships too. Like a soulmate could be a dog,
I was just going
right?
to ask you, could it be a dog?
Yes,
Yeah.
it could totally be a dog, not a guy, right? So it's like you need to love something.
Yeah.
Get it? Right?
Yes.
So that's the message. Like, so it does take a bit to go like, what does he mean? And you have to sit there with yourself a little bit and look at the card and go, okay, well, if it's not that, but that I know what it is. But you would have got that all by yourself by going like, well, I could do with a dog, right? But bottom line is that dogs are like soulmates and
Mhm.
they're very concerned you're all by yourself,
I could see that. I could see
right?
that. I've been looking for a dog.
Dog, you need a dog. Everybody here that's had a dog that's a soul dog, put up your hand,
Oh, yes.
right? Like for real, you need a dog. Like that's what they don't want you to be alone. You absolutely need to love somebody. So go get your dog. And I think the dog's
Okay.
looking for you already.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
And
nice.
it's only a matter
Okay.
of time. That's the other thing. So the TikTok card is don't waste your time. It's not too long. There's all these kind of different ways of being able
Right.
to do this, but you would have figured this out by yourself. It would have taken you 2 hours. Me, it took 2 minutes, but but you see
Right.
what I mean? This is what
Yes.
happens. Like you go, okay, who wants to say something to me?
I see. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, and have you had fast dogs in the past?
What type of dogs?
Like a fast dog. Like if
No. No, I had labs.
Okay, so go the distance to get the dog you want. So if it's not fast, so sometimes and when you're looking at an animal, to me that's like a greyhound because it's running. But
Yes.
I would say this is you might have to travel to pick up the dog, right?
Okay.
See what I
That
mean?
makes
Like,
sense. Yes.
yeah, you'd have to go somewhere to get it. And it's soon.
Good.
Soon.
Really?
Okay. Soon.
Okay.
Yeah, soon. Yeah, because that's the TikTok. Okay, let's get
Okay.
Shannon. You see how this
Thank
works, you
you.
guys? You have your
Yes.
own deck, you ask, then you go, what could this mean? And all you do is you keep curious, you keep saying, what could this mean to me? What could this mean to me? What could they be meaning? Because, right, it's not like, there's no way it's going to be a husband. And God forbid, like, I feel so sorry for the guy that likes you because you're so mean to them. It's like, get
Yeah, they
away.
can't compare to my husband, so a dog's
Exactly,
a
right?
good thing.
Right, exactly. So never ending story, Nadia, is all about staying in the same feelings, and it's saying like it's a bit sometimes it's about self-pity or repeating the same thing over and over again. So let's get I know
Thank you.
Shannon, I've had you on camera before, but you did ask, so I'm going to bring you up again. And I'll stay an extra 10 minutes or so. If that's okay with you guys, can I stay a little longer and pull some cards?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, where's it Shannon okay.
So let's see. I thought we brought her up. There we
Yeah.
are. Okay. And then
Okay.
are you unmuted? Irene, did you
Shannon's they're there.
We're there.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So who do you want to talk to? And remember she wanted to talk to her son, but the husband came in. So you'll know exactly. And all the people here are saying that have the deck are pulling their cards right now and getting messages from their loved ones. So who do you want me just to do a general and let's see what they have to say to you guys? Or should we try to talk to somebody in particular?
My son.
Your son? Okay. Was there a suicide
No.
in a different part of your family? Can I ask somebody else? You know what? I don't think it's going to be you that I'm going to read next. I'm getting somebody who has a suicide. I don't see your hands, but I think there's a K or a C name. Kathy. It's a K or a C.
Okay.
Kathy. This is Kathy Netier. I'm sorry, I'll come back to you, Shannon. This is for
Okay,
Kathy.
no problem.
I'm
Okay.
sorry about that. I can't, but when somebody just came through and they're saying Kathy, and I thought it was a K, but it was definitely a C. And then I heard Netch. I don't know what Netch. How do you say your last name? Is it Netchi?
Netchai.
Yeah, oh, it
Netchai.
is Netchai. Okay.
Yes.
Can I come? Okay, so your son actually has something to say to you, if that's all right.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Let's pull some cards. He's between worlds. You're between worlds. This is what this is. Okay, so first of all, um, this is about what's happened, right? So I don't know how long ago. No, for sure it's Kathy, you guys. For sure it's Kathy. Um, and I don't know how long ago he passed, but I don't know if anybody's been able to bring him through, but he is so sorry for what he put you through. And he had some untreated biochemical problems, and untreated health, like mental illness, but we call it could also be like bipolar or something that nobody was able to diagnose. You didn't cause this. Do you understand this? Because he's like telling me you are between worlds all the time. You're constantly, it's my fault. I could have done something. You're telling the same story to yourself over and over again. And he is telling you it's nothing you could have done for him. You did everything. You were the best mom, the best mom. And
Mm.
you didn't cause it. You couldn't cure it. You couldn't control it. There was also addiction there. Like he did anything that he could to escape himself. And you have to so understand that you've got to set yourself free from this. Okay? You
Right.
have work to do. You got to do the work with this too. He says it's not going to just come. You have to work on this because you don't live. You actually don't really live right now because you keep telling yourself that you could have done something. Does this make any sense?
It does exactly. It was just his 1 year anniversary this past
Oh,
weekend.
there you
And
go.
I'm trying to realize that I couldn't have done anything.
You
It's
couldn't have.
hard.
But I think when he says the chop wood, he's like, chop wood, mom, right? Like, you got to get to work on this, which means therapy. It means like going to somebody that knows addiction, that understands mental health issues, that has dealt with this. Like I know you guys are all together in this, but your son is very clearly saying he is free. He couldn't be free on this planet. And also you have to get back to your creativity. You're also letting that go. Does that make sense?
I'm not sure I have creativity, but I was just taking an oil painting class, which I
Hello.
can't do anymore.
Well, you can at some point get back to doing something that you feel creative about, but he's saying you cannot live like this anymore. You got to get to work and do it. I'm going to
Mm.
give you a hug, but I want to go back to Shannon. It's like I know I've kind of left her in the lurch,
Thank
right? But
you.
right, you guys. So just know this: he needs this from you, and he can communicate with you a lot better when you're not sitting there being angry at yourself for something that you had no control over.
I'm really trying to learn to communicate. I've taken a Reiki class.
You don't need to. You just have a deck of cards. This is like it, and a drawing, right? Like it's that easy. Honestly, it's not so hard.
Thank
Not
you.
so hard. You just the only way though, if you
Forget a
cling
deck of
too
cards.
much, if you're holding on too tightly to the desire to connect, it pushes it away. It doesn't work as well when you want it too badly, right? You have to be looser about it. Okay, back to Shannon. Let's see if we can talk to your son. Okay.
Okay.
Uh oh, you guys are so cute together, your son is saying. You
Uh,
guys, mom and dad are soulmates. Like, don't argue. He's like,
don't know what to do.
well, apparently, Shannon, you might be a little hard on him sometimes. I don't know if that's true that you on your husband,
No
but
comment.
yeah, you're not saying anything, but your son is going,
No.
let up on him a little bit. Okay, he's a little slower than to the spiritual things that you are. Okay, so now it's interesting about by the book. So, did he have a blood disorder or some kind of how did he pass?
It's a
He,
heart condition.
Yeah, so a blood disorder. It was the heart.
oh,
Right, yeah. So
okay.
blood, heart and blood. That's the only place the blood comes from is the heart, right? It's not like yeah, okay. It's not cancer, it's the heart. Okay. So it's interesting because nothing could have been done for him. He needs you guys to know that too. And you have the ability to live very long, happy lives. And he's really okay. I don't know when he crossed. And any kind of health issues, what he's saying too is you better go get yourselves checked. Don't leave anything to chance. Neither of you are ill or will become ill anytime soon, but especially his dad, he's saying he's lazy, doesn't want to go. Is that true? Is that true? He doesn't want to go to the doctor?
No, he went today,
Oh,
actually.
did he?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's not okay, but he's saying laziness about the doctor. So you went today. Good for you. Was that before? Was he lazy? Was your son saying he was lazy, didn't go enough times?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
How about
that
him?
could be what he was because
He didn't take care. Okay, so
he didn't
I
take care of
apologize,
it.
but I'm only able to do this through a card deck with all these people wanting a reading. Yeah, so it's really more about that take care of the health. There's nothing going to be wrong. Nothing, even if it's found something, it's going to be nothing. But he is pointing at his dad. So I guess because you went to the hospital today, you saw the doctor today. There's nothing untoward that's coming out. And I know we have to end the meeting. Everybody's got to go. And he totally loves you. Like you taught him how to love. He wasn't really as good at it as the two of you, just so you know. That's what he's saying.
Okay.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
wishes.
thank you.
Yeah, you are so welcome.
Yeah, thank you
Okay.
so much.
We have to end. This is the deck. This is Wisdom of the Oracle. I would love to come back sometime and actually
Wisdom.
just do this
Please
for you
do.
guys.
Please
Yeah, I'd love
do.
to. I'm happy to do this. I hope you enjoyed it. But just know you can do this for yourselves. The only thing is that you have to make notes and say, what could he mean by this? Like with Regina, we figured out we know it was the dog. At the end of the day, it was the dog, right? She needs a soulmate, not going to be a guy. Okay, so she needs to go get the soulmate now, and then she has to go get the right because it was a distance. So have some fun with this. You can totally talk to your loved ones with this card deck. So it's called Wisdom of the Oracle, and go have some fun, and then I'll come back in a few months and test you.
That sounds like a plan, and I'll tell you, it's really exciting to know about this Oracle card deck because of the fact that, of course, it's being taught at Lilydale. It's being taught because of the fact that other people, mediums, have decided that her deck is so full of information and wisdom for them and for their students. So it's exciting that we know about this deck as well and have seen.
You can get it on Amazon, just on Amazon. And also remember that try this again. For those of you walk through that door and trust, I am going to come talk to you now, right? I'm going to tune into you. I'm going to tune into talking to you. That's your intention. The dot is your intention. You all saw the light. You can't make that up. All right,
It's
everybody.
been beautiful. Thank you so much for coming, Colette. And
Thanks,
stay
everybody.
warm where you are. And thank you all for being here. We always ask everyone to unmute and say thank you and good evening. This has been so much fun, Colette. So go ahead and unmute if you'd like to.
Thank you,
Thank
Colette.
you for being for our lessons.
Thank
Great.
you.
Thank
Thank you. Good night.
Have
Thank you,
a wonderful
Colette.
Awesome.
And
That was really
Dale, give you
good.
my
Thank you.
website.
Good night.
Elizabeth
Good
will give you
night.
my website.
Yes, I'll put the
Elizabeth
website on
Baron-Reid.
there as well as the deck, and then also more information on her bio that you guys can read. And thanks again, and have a wonderful evening.
Bye.
Bless
Thank
you all.
you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.